Today I'm going to be ranking every single episode from Regular Show Season 1 from worst to best. Regular Show has 244 episodes spanning 8 seasons, and I want to do a 9-part series where I look at each season individually so that each episode gets plenty of time to shine, plenty of love, plenty of hate, whatever it is, looking at the story, the comedy, the fights, the villains, whatever it is. I'm going to be taking a look at it and ranking every single episode from each season, starting off with Season 1. And I am almost at 10,000 subscribers, so if you like videos like this about Regular Show, Adventure Time, Gumball, movies, anything like that, I'm your kind of guy, and you might as well subscribe to me. So without further ado, let's rank every single episode from Regular Show Season 1. And starting off this list at number 12, it has to be The Unicorns Have Got to Go. And do you like unicorns? Do you like douchebags? And do you want to mix them together? Then this is probably your favorite episode in the entire series. But for me, it's just nothing but 12 minutes of the same exact just torture humor, and I just cannot handle it. Mordecai really wants to get with Margaret. He wants to get with her just so bad. He will do anything, and he sees this cologne ad on TV, and he's just like, I have to buy that because this cologne is said to attract all of the ladies.
Gee, Mordecai, I don't think I ever realized how awesome you are. And you smell great, too.
So Mordecai buys it, spends all of his paycheck on this cologne. He's sitting in the park. He's just spraying it all over himself. He's waiting for the ladies, and that's when Pop shows up and just, oh no, not Jolly Good Show.
Oh!
And just runs away from him and crying. That was the only time I laughed in this entire episode. And instead of ladies, it summons the unicorns. And I hate them so much. There's nothing even like remotely funny that they do throughout this entire episode. I cannot enjoy it. If you like the douchebag humor of them just being an asshole to Mordecai, then good for you, man. But for me, it's just not that enjoyable. They start sniffing him. They're like, dude, you smell really good, bro. Were you trying to attract the ladies with this? Nah, you get nothing but the corn.
You don't use this to get the ladies. You use it to hang out with the bros.
And so they agree to help Mordecai try and get with Margaret because that was Mordecai's whole plan in the first place. And it just goes so horribly from there. Because first off, what are they going to do to help Mordecai? They make him drink piss or poop or whatever it is. I don't know. They make him drink it. And they're just like, we made you drink unicorn slop.
Oh, sick. What was that? It's definitely not unicorn slump.
Yeah. Didn't like that very much. If you like watching your main character drink piss in Regular Show, then good for you, I guess. Not my cup of tea. And then the second advice that they give him is to go and lay it down. And he puts the unicorn piss, the slop, it's the same color, in his hair, slicks back his hair. He's looking fresh, and he has to go and just tell Margaret that he's going to lay it down.
Lay it down?
Sure. Are you feeling okay?
And I'm not going to get into what I think that means, because I think I know, but he just walks up to Margaret and he's just like, I'm here to lay it down, Margaret. Yeah. Not a big fan of that. He gets embarrassed. He has to leave. And they're just like, oh, dude, that sucks. Let's go party and destroy your house. They go back to the house. They're just destroying the entire house. And Rigby is just being a complete and utter asshole this entire episode. And this is where it just shines the most. Mordecai literally gets shoved to the ground. And Rigby's all like, dude, watch this, unicorn bros. And just fake helps him up and just leaves him on the floor.
I thought you were going to help me with Margaret. Something's touching me.
Here, let me help you up.
Psych!
He's just being a dick, just such a bad friend for literally no reason because Mordecai just wanted to get with a girl. Like, why are you being such a asshole for no reason? But anyway, Mordecai is just done with this. He leaves the house and Rigby is just left to hang out with the unicorns, who also start being horrible to Rigby, farting in his face, jumping on his trampoline, breaking it. Just being horrible, and that's when Rigby's like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I chose these random unicorns who appeared literally 3 hours ago over my best friend. Like, I'm sorry, can you forgive me? And Mordecai, for some reason, forgives him, and I know he punches him once, but Rigby honestly deserved to just get laid into for a good, 2 minutes for that. Like, I hate Rigby in this episode, and I hate torture episodes where I have to watch Mordecai just suffer, Rigby just suffer, any character just suffering the entire time sucks. I'm not about it. And anyway, they have to get the help from Skips and Benson. They launch the unicorns off a car, off a ramp, and blow them up. That's the end of the unicorns.
They ain't coming back.
And the other part of the episode that I actually like is just the sequence at the end where Benson is just hosing them off to get rid of that cologne and just roasting them the entire time. That was actually a highlight. That is so funny. Benson just sitting there roasting them, not even that angry, just telling them how horrible they are. That was funny.
Or you'll wish it was you driving that car!
The unicorn one?
I did enjoy that. Everything else was just so bad. The unicorns themselves did not enjoy. All the jokes the unicorns made, did not enjoy. Rigby being an asshole, did not enjoy. Mordecai being tortured, did not enjoy. And that's why this is the worst episode in all of season 1.
This out.
Coming in at number 11, it has to be the episode Free Cake, and even though this episode is miles better than the unicorn episode, there are still a lot of things that I dislike about it that make it number 11 and one of the worst out of season 1. This episode follows the premise of Mordecai and Rigby really wanting some free cake. They will do anything for some ooey, gooey chocolate cake. They go to store after store after store, and they can't even afford cake that is $1.50, which was really weird to me. I know they're getting room and board, but really they don't even make enough money to afford $1 cake batter. That really sucks for them.
$1.50.
Oh.
That's horrendous. Either way, they have to find a way to actually get some chocolate cake, and they're going to take advantage of Skip's birthday because they want the cake in the snack bar. So they're all like, Benson, Skips really wants a birthday party. He wants one so bad, even though every single year Skips just goes out into the woods and is alone and has never celebrated his birthday with anyone at the park. But yes, let's trust Mordecai and Rigby on this. Good one on you, Benson. Let's trust them that he actually wants a surprise party, and they're going to have that. They're going to throw this birthday bash, and all Mordecai and Rigby have to do is take this cake from the snack bar to Skip's house, and even if Skips doesn't show up, Rigby just eat it anyway. Like, it's not like he was concerned about being fired anyway, because on this walk, he decides that he's going to eat the cake. They haven't even found Skip's yet. They aren't even close to Skip's house yet. He just decides, I can't wait any longer. I have to eat this cake. And we just get this whole scene of Mordecai trying to stop Rigby from eating this cake, and they eventually stumble upon Skip's. And Skip's here, clearly doing a super important ritual. He's dancing around a blue fire, just shaking a little maraca, just doing a dance, singing a song. It clearly looks important, and Rigby seeing this is like, I'm gonna interrupt him. Even though Mordecai is literally telling him as he's staring at Skip's that it looks super important and we shouldn't bother him. Rigby doesn't care. He goes anyway, grabs Skip's leg, and of course, Gary comes, takes Skip's all the way up to the Guardians of Youth, these giant floating babies, and they're the Immortal Council. And apparently, Skip's is immortal. I actually like that we got all this Skip's lore stuff like super early in the show. I just think that that's really cool. Anyway, Skip's is going to be killed because he couldn't complete his ritual dance, and Mordecai and Rigby have to save him by giving the babies the cake so that they could rub it all over their bodies.
Ah, what?
Yeah. A little bit weird. And the thing that pisses me off here is Rigby still doesn't want to do it as Skip's is literally disintegrating in front of him. He doesn't want to give them the cake. I hate you, Rigby.
Mordecai, what are you doing?
Dude, do you want Skips to die on his birthday?
All right.
I hate you so much in the early seasons. You caused so many problems for no reason, man. You would have gotten the cake anyway. And so they give him the cake. Skips is back to life. It's great. They go down to the surprise party, and Skips is just happy because he actually does get a party in the end. Good for you, Skips. That's great. And boom, they have a party, but Mordecai and Rigby are upset because it's vanilla cake and they don't get to eat the cake because Benson got a cake anyway because he knew that they would mess it up somehow. That's great. Why didn't you just do that to begin with? I don't understand. This episode is way better than the unicorn episode. There are actually moments that I laughed a lot more, like them trying to buy a $1.50 cake and not being able to afford it. The free cake chant I thought was really funny.
Free cake! Free cake!
And then, of course, Muscle Man stripping naked when they think that Skips is coming for the surprise party. That is hilarious. I thought that was so funny.
Whoa! Skips is gonna be so surprised when he comes in and sees us totally naked.
It's not that kind of party, Muscle Man.
But overall, I mean, it's just Rigby causing a lot of problems, watching Skips almost die. It's just, I don't know. Rigby ruins this episode for me. There's just not a lot to like about it. At number 10 is the episode Prank Callers, and this episode is immediately miles better than the other two. It is so funny. It is so good. We actually get a good villain here. There is just immediately so much more stuff to like about the episode Prank Callers. Like, even in the beginning, it's just so funny. It starts off with Mordecai and Rigby just watching a video. They're watching the master prank caller do some awesome prank calls, and they decide that they're going to do some of their own. We get a Joe Mama prank call on Pops, and he just takes it so seriously, and I thought that was so funny.
Please hold for a collect call from
And then everything with Benson is still one of the things that can make me laugh in the show, no matter what mood I'm in. I love it so much. Just they call Benson and he just gets super pissed off right away, saying that he's going to find them. And then when he eventually does, he literally just rips the phone off the wall. God, can you get any better when it comes to rage comedy? I don't think you possibly could.
Ring, ring. Hello, what's that? Mordecai and Rigby are banned from using the house phone? Okay.
And either way, Mordecai and Rigby eventually have to go outside, and they decide that they're going to call the master prank caller and try to prank him. This doesn't really work out, though, because the master prank caller knows every single prank that they could possibly imagine. He's not going to be the one who gets pranked. There's no way. And they keep on calling him. He eventually gets pissed off and is able to suck them into the 1980s. Yeah. Really weird premise, but we're finally getting into some of those regular show shenanigans that I love so much, and this is just so wild. They're in the 1980s, and they have to run away from the master prank caller because they just keep on bothering him. Then we get this awesome chase scene when they eventually bring Benson, Pops, and Skips into the past. It's just so cool. The master prank caller is awesome. The way that he's able to like dial on his chest and just summon things. He summons a limo. Just a awesome car chase scene. They eventually run over past Pops.
Dude, we just hit past Pops!
And he just laughs about it. It's good comedy, good villain, good chase scene, keeps you invested the entire time, and we get the ending where they're actually able to prank the master prank caller by tricking him into thinking that he was going to appear in front of them and make fun of them or do whatever he was going to do, and it's actually just a audio recording. That was great. They got him, they beat him, and they're able to go inside of him. Yeah, I didn't mention that the master prank caller is just a giant telephone. Amazing design. And when they defeat him, they're able to go inside of him and travel all the way back to the present. And in the meantime, they actually find the master prank caller, like his physical body in there, and they become friends with him and just start pranking again. Amazing ending. And this is just such a solid episode for season 1. I really like every single character. I really like how they all got fleshed out so early in the show, because a lot of shows, the first season is usually where they're like, what kind of jokes does this person tell? How do they like make you invested? How do you like this character? What kind of dynamic does each character have with each other? And they already had it figured out from like the beginning. J.G. Quintel knew how every character was going to be, how they were going to interact, and it just got progressively better as the seasons went on. But this is a very early example of just Benson hating on them thinking everything is so funny. Pops is really great here. Skips is really great here. It's just a solid episode from beginning to end, and that's why it earns the number 10 spot. But I mean, there are just so many other episodes in season 1 that are just bangers, and that's why it still ranks pretty low on the list. And coming in at number 9 is the episode Meet Your Maker. And in this episode, Benson is going to host a big old barbecue for everyone in the park. He's just being a super nice, super generous boss. What a guy, what a good guy. And he buys some nice hot dogs, and Rigby finds these, and he's all like, Mordecai, Benson said I could cook the hot dogs. Do you think Benson actually said that Rigby could cook the hot dogs?
You sure Benson said we could grill the hot dogs?
Benson totally said we could grill the hot dogs.
Raise your hand if you think he said that. No, didn't think so. Rigby was not allowed to cook the hot dogs, and they literally set them ablaze and throw them into a river. All of the hot dogs are gone.
Okay, dude, I think that's good.
What?
Rigby messed everything up, so they got to figure out a quick way to get some more hot dogs, and they go into the park's freezer, and Rigby stumbles upon these hot dogs after Mordecai is just super upset with him because he's just like, oh, dude, you mess everything up. You're messing everything up for me. You're going to get me fired. You don't do anything. And Rigby's like, I'm going to save the day with these hot dogs, and these hot dogs are literally alive, and they start saying like, oh, we just want to be eaten so badly, we must be consumed.
But only if you will agree to take us to a barbecue where we can be eaten.
What? You want to be eaten?
Yes.
We're hot dogs, we have to be eaten, it's all we want, because of course a sentient living being just wants to be eaten. Exactly, that's what he wants. So Rigby's like, save the day, got the hot dogs. And this is when it just kind of turns to chaos, and all of the hot dogs start kidnapping everyone, Mordecai, Benson, Skips, and Pops, and start trying to prepare them to get eaten because they're going to be eaten instead of Rigby. And Rigby is luckily able to squirt some mustard and some ketchup on all of the hot dogs, and they just start cannibalizing each other, and they all start eating each other. I thought that was really funny.
Oh, this stuff's delicious.
The entire sequence of figuring out how to like beat the hot dogs and just learning that they're just all going to eat each other, hilarious. That was so good. That was so great. And then the ending kind of did piss me off though. And I know season 1 and season 2 was just hating on Benson because he was just yelling at them all the time. But all the dude wanted to do was just have a nice hot dog barbecue with all of his friends, and Rigby just puts the blame on him and says Benson was the one who bought these hot dogs because Rigby like burned all of the other ones, and Benson just has to feel bad and everybody is mad at Benson when he was just trying to do a nice thing for all of them.
Don't look at me. Benson's the one who went and bought the crazy super premium psycho hot dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't really like the ending, but everything else before this was really solid, really great. All this stuff with Rigby and Mordecai at the beginning, burning all of the hot dogs was really funny. And then we get the initial, like, you pissed me off.
You pissed me off.
Oh, shocking. Shocking for a child. Shocking for me as a child. Very shocking. And then the entire fight scene was pretty great. The hot dogs as villains were pretty solid for the episode. And yeah, that's why it's going to rank at number 9. It's a just very solid episode. Not the best, not the worst. Coming in at number 8 is the episode Dawn. And in this episode, the park is unfortunately going through an audit. And Benson is willing to do anything to fix this. He's asking everybody, can anybody help? Can anybody do anything? And Muscle Man, he has the solution.
Anybody at all.
I know someone who can help.
If you say your mom, you're fired.
My mom!
I don't know why, but for me, the older I got, the more funny my mom jokes got. I don't know if anybody else had that effect, but as a kid, I never really found Muscle Man that funny. I was just like, wouldn't even react to his my mom jokes, and now they are the funniest thing ever. You know who else can stop the audit? Like, I love it so much, and I don't know why. I don't know why my core just bellies out laughing. I don't get it. But either way, Muscle Man is hilarious. And Mordecai is all like, I know someone who could help. Not my mom. Rigby's brother, Dawn. And Rigby is super pissed that he would even mention this because he hates Dawn. He hates Dawn so much. But they like, we need Dawn. We need him so much. And Dawn is just so great. He's just like, give me some sugar, Rigbone.
I'm Benson.
Benson, give me some sugar. Nice to meet you.
He's great. He's wholesome. He's fun. He just goes around giving everybody hugs. He's willing to fix the audit. He's willing to do whatever it takes to help everybody there. And he is just such a great character. And he is honestly criminally underutilized for the entire series. He helps Rigby out in Bank Shot. He has a like Taekwondo ceremony where he doesn't say anything. Dawn is just not used a lot. And he's just such a funny, great character. And I like him a lot. But we eventually learn why Rigby hates Dawn so much, why he's being an asshole to Dawn the entire time he's there. It's because Rigby feels like he's always living in Dawn's shadow. Like, Dawn has always been the popular one, even though Rigby is the older brother. Dawn has always been cool. Friends would pick Dawn over Rigby, and Rigby just feels betrayed by that. So it festers, it grows within inside him. And this all boils over when Rigby just tells Dawn to leave just to get out of here. And Dawn just doesn't understand why he hates him. He just doesn't get it. And Dawn leaves crying because he just wants his brother to love him.
What's going on with us? You never give me some sugar. Did I do something?
Yeah, you were born.
Wow, that's heavy.
And this is when Benson gets super pissed off. I found this so funny. Go give him some sugar!
Give Dawn sugar.
What? Go give him some sugar!
I thought that was so funny. And they're eventually able to come together, figure out what each other's problems were. Rigby living in his shadow, and Dawn, he just wanted to be like Rigby. He thought he was the cool other brother. That's why he even got naked like Rigby. And I don't understand nudity in the show. They draw attention to it a lot about how Mordecai and Rigby decided to be naked. And in this world, you can just decide to be naked in front of her. I don't get it. Either way, that's not the point. They're able to come back together, brotherly love. Dawn comes back to the park while the park is literally just being ripped to shreds by this audit. All the numbers are taking everything. Dawn gets to the computer. He's about to finish it, but he needs one thing. Rigbone! He needs some sugar.
Still need some sugar, bro.
What?
Rigby!
They're able to hug. It's great. Dawn is really underutilized. He deserves so much more love from every single person that watches the show. He's phenomenal. This episode is just really good for one. I mean, we actually get some emotional character growth stuff for Rigby, which we really need, like, all the time. I'm so glad Rigby becomes so amazing later on in the series. But for now, he's just horrendous, and I'm glad that we actually get some growth for him here, him learning. And there was a lot of good comedy in this episode, and there's not a lot to hate about it. This is just a very good episode. And coming in at number 7 is Grilled Cheese Deluxe, and this is one of the funniest in the entire season. It's just so good. The episode opens with Mordecai just in awe that Rigby got cheesers. He got some grilled cheese sandwiches. He's pumped. He's excited. And Rigby's like, yeah, man, these are all mine. And until Benson slams the door open. What are you doing with my sandwich?
What are you doing with my sandwich?
What? Don't worry. I'll take care of this with my specialty. This isn't your sandwich. This is our sandwich.
And Rigby just starts lying, like, so badly, just right here. Like, he even asked, like, why does it say Benson on the bag? And Rigby's just like, they meant to spell Rigby, but they misspelled it as Benson.
This is your sandwich, huh? Then how come it says Benson on the bag?
Huh? It's supposed to say Rigby, but they misspelled my name wrong.
Stop lying!
Like, dude, really? Like, that's what you come up with? That's why you have his bag of sandwiches? Either way, he stole Benson's sandwiches. Benson is pissed off, so they have to go to Cheezer's and get him another grilled cheese deluxe at any cost. So they go there, they're like in line, and they realize that this is going to take forever. And they see these astronauts cut in line because, I mean, they're astronauts. They're heroes, I guess, because they got to go to space. So they're heroes and they go to space and stuff. So they could cut people in line at Cheezer's, and this makes Mordecai and Rigby angry. They want that, so they decide, well, let's just lie about it. We're astronauts. And the astronaut dudes from before, they notice this, and they're like, you're astronauts, really? And Mordecai and Rigby just get that silver tongue and lies, yeah. They just start lying left and right, over and over and over again. They eventually go all the way to the like astronaut compound, NASA, whatever you want to call it. They're there, and they're just lying to their faces about how they're astrophysicists. They're incredible in knowledge when it comes to black holes. They know everything about quantum mechanics. They know everything. They've been everywhere. They're doing everything. And like, this was just supposed to like be an adventure to get a grilled cheese deluxe, but man, this has turned into something a little bit wild, hasn't it? We get a great montage of them lying, which I thought was really funny. It's just a really funny episode, and all of their lies just keep getting more and more wild. They just keep trying to one-up each other just nonstop until eventually it gets a little bit too heated, and a machine that they're using at this facility starts going crazy and is going to end the world. And Mordecai and Rigby go in there to fix it because they're experts on this machine, obviously, and they have to admit that they've been lying about literally everything. And guess how they stop it, how they're going to save it? They throw the grilled cheese sandwich into this like black hole portal forming, and it stops it and it saves it. And they get thrown out of there because I'd be reasonably pissed if, two people lied about being astronauts and almost ended the world because of their lies. And they go back, they give Benson this, like, charred black bag with the grilled cheeses in it, and Benson is still pissed. And that's the entire episode, and it's just the concept of them having to just keep one-upping each other on lies is just so enjoyable. Just how crazy it gets from just, oh, let's go and get a grilled cheese sandwich for our boss, to let's lie about being astronauts, to these top doctors, these top physicists, this literal general. Let's just keep on going with it. There's no moment where they're like, let's maybe dial it back a little bit. No, that's not what's going to happen in this episode. It's just very enjoyable to watch. It's just great entertainment, and it's one of the best in season 1.
We're not astronauts.
And at number 6, it's Death Punchies, and Rigby really wants to be player 1 in this brand new video game because he deserves it. It's his time. Mordecai is always player 1, and Mordecai's not going to let that happen, and they got to play Punchies for it, obviously. And Punchies is basically just Mordecai's abuse game for Rigby.
Let's play Punchies to see who gets to be player 1.
Fine!
Because Rigby, little scrawny guy, he doesn't got anything. He doesn't have any muscle. He's not going to do anything to this 6 feet tall Bluebird. What do you think he's going to do? He could maybe stab him in the eye, but in Punchies, that's not going to work. So Mordecai just basically has an excuse to win any single argument they could ever have, because Mordecai can just punch him in the face, and Rigby can't do anything about it. And yeah, so Rigby is sick of this, and he goes to the Death Kwon Do studio to learn a way to actually defeat Mordecai in Punchies, and he learns the Death Punch. And I just love Death Kwon Do because the only way that you're actually able to use the moves is if you like get a mullet and wear like ripped jean shorts, and I just think that's so funny. I don't know why, but either way, Rigby, instead of just going straight to Mordecai to punch him, he decides that he's going to literally beat up all of his friends and slave all of his friends. I don't know why this came to his mind. What did everybody else ever do to him? Like, my God, like, he punches Muscle Man all the way into a shed. He punches Pops into the sun. He takes over the entire park and then makes them all fan him like he is a king and they're all slaves. It's messed up, Rigby. Like, why are you doing all this stuff? Like, why are you still employed there? I don't get it, but either way, Mordecai, like, watches all of this happening from his window, and he's like, I better go learn some Death Kwon Do. And he goes to the Death Kwon Do studio and he learns the Death Block so that, you know, even if Rigby is able to punch him super hard, Mordecai can just block it, so Rigby can't do anything to him. And Rigby just can't handle this, keeps punching him and punching him and punching him all the way deep into the ground, and eventually lava starts coming, and Mordecai's like, dude, we're gonna die! Why are you doing this? And Rigby's just like, it's because you always beat me. And we could just get a flashback of Mordecai just constantly punching Rigby nonstop at every single point of his entire life. Yeah, Mordecai is an abuser. This is an unhealthy relationship, and it deserves a domestic violence charge. I don't care what you think. This is just horrendous. Like, there shouldn't be a montage of just you beating up your friend for no reason. But either way, Mordecai's like, oh, God, I've been such a bad friend. Takes a dive, and Rigby's like, yeah, I win. I get to be player one. Because, of course, that's what it was all about. It wasn't even actually about the punching. It was about player one. Because that's great. Because Rigby has to be player one, and great, Mordecai's able to save them with the death jump, but they could have done the death dump. I wonder what that would have been. That would have been very interesting. They jump out of there, and they're about to play the game. Rigby gets to be player one, and he doesn't like being player one because he died right away because he didn't get to see how Mordecai played. And yeah, it's a very good episode. So much of it makes me laugh, even though Rigby getting abused is objectively not something that you're supposed to like. It's really funny, and Rigby coming back, getting revenge on everybody, punching Muscle Man, punching Pops, punching Skips, all of it is so funny. The entire battle between Mordecai and Rigby is honestly pretty epic and just really cool, and we get to learn a lot of stuff about their characters. But the main thing that I have a problem with this episode is, where is Benson? I would have loved Benson to get punched of all people, or just something to happen to Benson, for Benson to just come out of nowhere and just be like, Rigby, what are you doing? Just something like that, anything like that. Why is this the one episode where Rigby does the worst thing imaginable, the one episode where Benson isn't even there? I needed me some Benson in this one, I really did, but overall it's a fantastic episode. And number 5 is the episode Rigby's Body, and this one is also just really funny. Okay, so Mordecai and Rigby are at the snack bar, and they learn that Pops can eat any of the snacks that he wants whenever he wants, so they immediately assume that this rule must apply to them too. Good for them. So they just start going hobnobbing, just eating literally every single snack they possibly could in the entire snack bar, and this leaves them just feeling sick, destroyed. And Rigby's solution to eating so much junk food is, what could I do? I gotta eat more junk food.
Ah, sick!
So it balances it out, and my body just handles it. You know, it's kind of like, oh, I'm hungover, so I might as well drink some more. Yeah, it doesn't really work out that good. But for Rigby, you know, he thinks that it's going to work. Mordecai eats a salad, and he's feeling fantastic. He's feeling great. And Rigby just blends a bunch of donuts and, like, slop together, and he drinks it. And this is when Rigby's body decides, I can't do it anymore.
What are you doing?
And literally rips itself out from Rigby's shell and throws Rigby on the ground. Rigby's body abandons him, leaves him there, and Rigby just is left in a trash can, and Rigby's body just runs away. Already such a funny concept. And Rigby just is so nonchalant about this. He's like, yeah, I'm okay with just being this green little slop in this trash can. He even adapts to it. He's somehow manages to get tape on the bucket, makes a little skating wheel.
Dude, check it. It's a trash can and a rollerblade.
And boom, Rigby's able to get around as this little trash guy and just eat junk food while his body is running away. Mordecai and Skips are obviously not oblivious to the problem that this might have, so they're going to go and hunt down Rigby's body, while Rigby is going to just go around messing around. And I really like Muscle Man's reaction to seeing Rigby just, what is that?
Wait, what is that?
Give me some snacks!
What are you? Looks like a bucket of diarrhea.
And then just he runs away terrified because Rigby is just so disgusting. That was really funny. And then they just can't catch Rigby's body. They're just trying his best. And Rigby eventually gets taken by the garbage truck, thrown in the garbage. And this is when we meet our villain for the episode, who I think for the premise of it works really well. It's just a bodybuilder who worked out way too hard that he also lost his body, and he's just in this trash can. And Rigby's all like, my body's still good. You still got a good body? And he starts running after it, chasing Rigby's body, and now Rigby's sad because he does want his body. Yeah, great change up. But either way, this bodybuilder muscle guy gets all the way to Rigby's body, and just seeing Rigby in a singlet flexing is just such a weird image to just have forever in my brain now.
You don't like weightlifting singlets? No wonder your body left you.
And just watching him flex and just be so confident as Rigby, it's just so funny. Having a bodybuilder in Rigby's body is just great. Whoever like storyboarded this, I love you. I'll give you a big old smooch, whatever it is you need. And he's just sitting there weightlifting until Mordecai, Rigby, and Skips find him, and he's just like, "What? You want some of this body? You can't have it." Until Skips walks over and just hits him with this.
We tried it the nice way. Now we do it the Skips way.
Yeah, I'd be pretty terrified too. Look at those big old pecs. You don't want nothing to do with those. And they start chasing after the bodybuilder guy inside of Rigby's body until they eventually hit him with the golf cart. They run him over, and this sends the bodybuilder guy all the way out into a slide, and yeah, this is what happens to him. Horrible ending for that guy. That sucks. And then Rigby goes back into his body and just, dude, how do you feel? He just starts screaming.
Dude, how do you feel?
Oh, it's so good. It's such a good episode. It's so funny from beginning to end. Just everything about it. Just literally Rigby losing his body just leaving him is just such a funny concept. All of the stuff with the bodybuilder dude taking it, having the body, everything about it is just so funny. It's such a brilliant idea. We got a decent villain from this, a great story, and great comedy. That's why it's at number 5. It's one of the best in the entire series. I love this episode so much. And number 4 is the very first episode of Regular Show, The Power.
I think he wants you to put the hurt on him.
You think he wants me to put the hurt on him?
Yes, I do.
And this is already just such an amazing episode. For the first episode they ever did, other than the pilot, obviously, they just nailed it on so many levels. They got Mordecai and Rigby's dynamic perfect. They got the idea of Benson being a horrible boss perfect. They even got Skips perfect because he's like trying to know it all, but then they send him to the moon. It all revolves around this keyboard called the Power that Rigby took from a pissing wizard. Yeah, and the Power has the power to do things. That's literally its entire premise. They are able to play it, they're able to rap, they're able to go around and get everything they want using this keyboard. They tested on Pops and it works really well, even though Pops doesn't understand the concept of money.
6, 7, 8. Give us a raise, Pops.
I wish that they stuck with this gag for the entire series. They just stopped with the whole Pops lollipop thing for money thing. Eventually, they just stopped doing that, and I wish they just kept that joke because I still think it's so funny. They're able to use it on Pops. They're able to use it on Benson to get an actual raise.
Give us a raise, loser.
You know, you guys have been working harder. I think you deserve a raise.
And it works super well, even though they call him a loser. Benson is all for it. And then they eventually get to Skips. And they just want Skips to leave him alone because they're just, you know, messing around with things they shouldn't be messing around with. Like, what are you guys doing? And they send him to the moon on accident because Rigby is an idiot and messes up the line.
To go to your room.
Yeah, Skips. It's time for you to go to the moon.
And this is whatever because Skips is just fine on the moon. The only problem is Rigby sent a bunch of stuff to the moon earlier. A bunch of baby ducks. Send them to the moon. A soda machine that doesn't work. Send it to the moon.
A bunch of baby ducks. Send them to the moon. Soda machine that doesn't work. Send them to the moon.
You drill bit.
And, you know, all of that's pretty harmless, except he sent a giant moon monster there that Skips is now fighting, and they all have to go to the moon, save Skips, and run away from this monster and get off the moon. And it is just awesome, this entire chase scene with the moon monster running away from him. It's so good, amazing. And then we eventually get back, and we get a really funny moment with Benson just raging at them for just all of that keyboard crap that he made them go through.
$40 you two conned out of me with that stupid keyboard crap! I know you still got it. Now give it back.
And yeah, that's the entire episode. Very, very good first episode. They just nailed it. Every single character got to shine in some way, except maybe like Muscle Man and High Five Ghost, obviously. But every single character, you could immediately tell what these characters were going to be later on in the series because they all act exactly how they're supposed to, and they just kept getting better as the series went on. They all nailed it really well. All the stuff with Mordecai and Rigby and the keyboard was really good. Just lots of good jokes and a very good episode to go with it. And The Power is a great first episode for regular show, and that's why it's at number 4. At number 3 is Just Set Up the Chairs, and this is a regular show classic. When you ask me about a classic regular show episode, this is one of the ones at the top that I would definitely think about. We got an awesome villain from this episode, we got great slacking moments with Mordecai and Rigby, we got some great Benson moments, and we got some funny moments with Muscle Man and High Fives. Just overall phenomenal in so many ways. This episode is all about a birthday party is gonna happen at the park, and they gotta set up for it. So it's up to Benson to go pick up the kids.
Happy birthday, Chip.
Just drive the bus, you crazy slop jockey!
Muscle Man and High Five goes to go and get the entertainment.
Oh, it's right.
You know who likes special entertainment like that? My mom!
And Muscle Man and Rigby have to just set up the chairs.
Yeah, dude, this sucks.
And of course they're going to mess this up in the most amazing ways possible. They're trying so hard to set them up, and they're just failing in every single way. And they're eventually able to, they're getting it done, and they run out of chairs, so they gotta go and find some more in a storage room. And in the storage room just so happens to be a bunch of old arcade machines. And then we just get the sequence of Mordecai just destroying Rigby in every single game.
Oh, 10 in a row!
Until they eventually find one arcade game called The Destroyer of Worlds. And of course, it's not working at first. They open it up, and what does it say?
In the name of all that is holy, don't connect the red wire to the blue wire?
Yeah, it's a very clear message to not do this, and they just decide, well, let's do it anyway. And this unleashes the Destroyer of Worlds.
That can't be good.
I don't know, he could be cool.
Such a cool villain. He's just this pixelated little devil guy, and he goes around wreaking havoc on the park. He's breathing fire on everything. Mordecai and Rigby are terrified of him, and Skip shows up and he's like, "What are you doing? You didn't read my note, did you?" And yeah, now they have to fight the Destroyer of Worlds by combining all of the arcade machines into one and creating this lemon guy with a mustache and a top hat to fight the Destroyer of Worlds. And just boom, we get this awesome battle where Rigby has to button mash everything, just fighting the Destroyer of Worlds. Such a cool fight. I love it so much. It was just such cool visuals. It's just so awesome. It's definitely one of the best fights in the entire series, and it ends with them defeating the Destroyer of Worlds, destroying the park a little bit. Benson's a little bit pissed off, pretty reasonably.
You idiots! That's the last time I entrust you with something important, like the chairs!
But overall, a fantastic episode. All this stuff was setting up the chairs just before all of this was really funny. When Muscle Man arrives to pick up the special entertainment, and it's just this cloud and unicorn, and he's just like, "We are here to pick you up." I thought that was hilarious. And then the guy just later dies at the end when he's there to actually do the special entertainment. Just all of this amazing stuff is just so funny. All of this stuff is just so funny, and then it's just mixed with that epic battle at the end that just makes it such a good episode.
Oh, not setting up the chairs next time. Not setting up the chairs next time.
But you are gonna clean up this mess, and you can start by sweeping up this special entertainment.
And at number 2 is Caffeinated Concert Tickets, and what a banger of an episode. It's all about getting tickets to Fist Bump, because Rigby actually wants to go to the concert, and Mordecai mainly just wants to go so that he could see Margaret there, even though Margaret is with her boyfriend, and she's always with her boyfriend. What are you expecting, Mordecai? You're just fiddle to her. You're nothing. I hate Margaret. It's not a Margaret rant video. Okay, it's not, I swear. Either way, Caffeinated Concert Tickets, they just got to do job after job after job trying to get enough money to afford these super premium tickets because they sold out of all the regular tickets and they got to make a lot of money. And this makes them very, very, very tired because they just don't have time to sleep. All they have time to do is work. And Benson gives them the big task that'll give them enough money to make it to the concert, to buy those tickets, and that is mowing the entire lawn. All of it. Every single last ounce of it. And it is a pretty big lawn, it's kind of for an entire park, so this is going to be very hard, especially if they don't have enough coffee. And they've been drinking lots of coffee to be able to do all these jobs, just taking it all, coffee after coffee after coffee, and eventually it's just not enough. They're going to pass out, they're going to fall asleep, until, this guy shows up.
Need more coffee. Need more Margaret.
Fist pump.
Coffee.
Yeah, and they make a little deal to provide the coffee, and Mordecai and Rigby don't really understand because Rigby sees a contract and is just like, oh yeah, I'll sign that.
Well, a contract. Let's sign it.
And just signs it right away. And that's when the big old coffee bean squeezes his big old titties and just pours all the coffee into their mouths and
Coffee, coffee.
here we go, good stuff on the way. We get an awesome sequence with the song Working for the Weekend and a montage of them mowing all of the grass, and it is just such a cool visual. It is just so awesome, just such a good scene. With the coffee bean, the translator, Mordecai, and Rigby all just mowing that grass. I love it so much. And then the scene is over, and they buy the tickets, and they're hyped to go to the concert, and the coffee bean and the translator are all like, what about our tickets? We had a deal. Remember how they didn't read that contract? Yeah, they were supposed to get 4 tickets so they could all go, but Mordecai and Rigby aren't going to let that happen, and they start having this massive race to get all the way to the concert. They steal the tickets, and Mordecai and Rigby have to try and steal them back. We get this awesome sequence with the mower being used, the cart being used, just this battle and this chase scene to get to the concert. Mordecai and Rigby are eventually able to beat the coffee bean and the translator. They get to the concert. Mordecai and Rigby is super excited to see Margaret, and of course, she's with her boyfriend. Yeah, that's great. Good job, Mordecai. It was all worth it. And they end up falling asleep and miss the entire concert. This episode is just so much fun for the entire thing. The beginning of it, where they're just doing all these jobs, super tired, just drinking coffee. And then it just gets really great when the coffee bean shows up. It just starts force feeding them coffee from his udders. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but either way, it's super funny. Working for the Weekend, that entire song, that entire sequence moved it way up on the list for me. I don't know. It's just one of the most memorable things in Regular Show for me. I always think about this episode, and specifically that scene. I can always think about it, and that's why I love it so much. It's just one of those episodes that I probably will never forget, because I mean, it might have been like the first episode I ever saw of the show. I'm not even sure. Either way, it was phenomenal from beginning to end, and I love it so much, and that's why it earns the number 2 spot. Coming in at number 1, it has to be Mordecai and the Rigbys. This is the best episode in the entire season. I don't care what you say. It is just so good. There's a battle of the bands going on, and it has the chance to take Mordecai and Rigby from being these losers at the park and skyrocket them all the way to fame and fortune, being the cool guys that'll get the lady, that'll get the Margaret, that'll have fans, and just be super awesome. The only problem is they don't know how to play guitar. They don't know how to do any of that. So the future versions of Mordecai and Rigby come back into the past and help them learn all of the stage moves, how to be a rock star. Because in this future, they already did it. They were rock stars, they got the girls, they got everything they ever wanted, and they are awesome, and they are here to help Mordecai and Rigby do the exact same thing. The only problem is they get this whole montage about like learning all this stuff, but they don't actually teach them how to play guitar. So how is that going to work? It doesn't matter. They go on stage, we have all of this build up, Benson doesn't believe in them, Muscle Man is all like, play us a tasty lick.
Come on, ladies, play us a tasty lick.
He's like super excited. He needs that lick. He needs that song. And we just get one of the best, I mean, honestly, the best song in all of Regular Show played for our very ears. Party tonight.
Staring into my eyes, who am I but a guy with 2 eyes on the prize?
J.G. Quintel rocked this song. The guitar in this song is on fire. It's just so good. The entire sequence of them just on stage rocking out, having a good time, just singing it up, just doing all these awesome stage moves. So cool. Everyone cheering. Benson saying, holy crap.
Holy crap!
As a kid, that shocked me. Why would you say something like that, Benson? This is a children's show. I can't believe you would say crap. It was just, it was insane. It was so good. And then we get that beautiful ending where they're all like playing the guitar and Mordecai realizes that they're lip syncing. Somehow you don't realize that you're not actually doing all this. He realizes that they're not playing the guitar, they're not even singing. It's all on a speaker that the future Mordecai and Rigby brought. Mordecai can't have that. He doesn't want to go down like this. He doesn't want to be known for this. And he betrays the future versions of himself, and they destroy the guitar picks and the guitars, and they move on with their lives away from this future version of themselves. And that's even cooler than just rocking with lip syncing, in my opinion. And this episode is just so epic. The entire song is really what moves it all the way up to the number 1 for me. Just all of the sequence with the song, there's them playing it, the guitar solo, everything about it is what makes it number one. But that doesn't mean that all the stuff leading up to this wasn't good. All of the training stuff was really good. All the stuff with the future stuff, all of the build up, the Benson stuff, the Muscle Man stuff, everything about this episode is what I love about Regular Show. It's unpredictability. It's just so good. And that's why it's the best episode in Regular Show Season 1. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. Almost at 10K. And we got lots of good stuff coming on the way. We got, obviously, all the other parts to this video that are coming. So Part 2, Season 2, Season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then one super video. And then I also got just other Regular Show content coming. Adventure Time, South Park, Smiling Friends, Rick and Morty. All of that good stuff on the way. Movie stuff, whatever you want. It's on the way and you don't want to miss it. So just stick around for the ride, man. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.